Hey guys, so today we have some good news and some bad news. Well, just okay news. I think some people might think it's bad, but I don't think it's that disappointing. Let's talk the bad news first. The rumored Nintendo Direct next week might just be a partner showcase. However, the other rumor is that the Switch 2, the Switch successor console, might get revealed next month in March. That's the good news. So yeah, whatever they're going to call that, Switch 2, Super Switch is what I'm hoping for. That might actually get revealed in March. So let's dive right into these rumors. Last video, I talked about how we might get a Nintendo Direct next week. We usually get a Direct in February. We have the past few years anyway. But believing one would happen next week was mostly coming from Necro Felipe of Universo Nintendo. Although Nate the Hate had also seemed to suggest a Direct next week might be the case too. And we hadn't gotten any leaks from Pyoro yet. Usually Pyoro starts hinting at Directs a few days before they happen. So if a Direct was happening still a week away, it would make sense why Pyoro hadn't been hinting at anything yet. Well, now we have more rumors circulating about the specifics of this rumored Direct. And it might just be a partner showcase. So Nate the Hate put out a podcast saying he's going into the first Direct of the year expecting a partner-focused Direct, and had previously stated on Famaboards that he knew the exact format of the Direct and what to expect from it. So that sounds like the rumored Direct next week might just be a partner showcase. Somewhat of a bummer, however, Nate also said they've been hearing whispers of something happening in March, and believes it's probably the Switch 2 reveal. Specifically sometime in March before GDC. Nate also said the Switch 2 is likely backwards compatible. So holding off on doing a true Nintendo Direct until the new system is revealed could make some sense if that new system is backwards compatible. If the next Nintendo console can play Switch games, once it's revealed, Nintendo could then show off their games on the new, stronger hardware. I had actually heard essentially this same rumor. Partner showcase, followed shortly after with a Switch 2 reveal. I had heard it from Zippo. Zippo had direct messaged me at the end of January and wrote, "Apparently, you might want to get de-hyped." I'm now hearing it might just be a partner showcase, and then they'll announce the system soon after that. Now, I had taken Zippo's private message here with a big grain of salt, because right before Zippo sent me this, they had been saying a Direct would happen in January. And obviously, we did not get a Direct in January. So I was a bit wary of believing this new information they were telling me they had now been hearing. But again, this message was sent to me on January 31st, which is well before Nate's podcast. So I think it's significant that we now have these two separate rumors lining up. Partner-focused Direct, followed by Switch 2 reveal. I know Zippo was totally wrong about a January Direct happening, so I understand if people are wary of believing them, but I wanted to at least give Zippo credit where credit's due. If this partner showcase thing does pan out, as at the end of January, they did previously tell me that's what they had been hearing. Alright, so it's kind of semi-disappointing if it's a partner showcase rather than a full-blown Direct. Maybe it is a Nintendo Direct just with a big focus on their partner games. Or maybe it's a partner showcase. Honestly, I think now I'll be more excited if it is a partner showcase, as that will give credibility to the other part of this rumor, that the Switch 2 might be getting revealed in March. And I can hold out a month with just a partner showcase if it means we get a full new system reveal shortly after that. Nate the Hate even doubled down on March being the Switch 2 reveal in another podcast. And Necrolipe has now corroborated that too, posting this over on Famaboards. And writing this on Universo Nintendo, basically saying that publishing partners and retail stores are apparently preparing in expectation of the next Nintendo hardware getting announced fairly soon. So we have a lot of people predicting similar stuff here. Seems very likely we get a partner showcase Direct next week. And a Switch 2 reveal in March, sometime before the 2024 Game Developers Conference, the GDC, which starts on March 18th. Would make sense Nintendo would want to have their new hardware publicly revealed before that conference. Alright, we'll talk a bit more about the Switch successor console in just a bit here, but first, real quick, I want to say I'm not knocking a partner showcase. I don't want to knock that too much. I do like those. To be honest, they can be pretty great. Third-party focused, of course, but that can still be awesome. A lot of great games can get revealed there. But honestly, we probably already know most of what's to expect for the Switch's first-party lineup in the coming months anyway. And again, if the Switch 2 is backwards compatible, waiting a month to see the Switch 2 revealed so that we can see unannounced first-party games potentially built with the new system in mind sounds to me like a perfectly fine thing to have to wait a little bit longer for. And once again, partner showcases can have cool stuff shown off in them. Expect third-party stuff, but we have had things like Hyrule Warriors shown in partner showcases. I doubt we get something like, say, Metroid Prime 4 in a partner showcase, unless Retro Studio is considered a partner of Nintendo, I don't know. But still, if the final Switch-focused Direct is third-party focused, that's fine with me, honestly. Again, plenty of first-party Switch stuff we already know about to be excited for anyway. Alright, well, leakers and rumors aside, does a Switch 2, a Switch successor console, reveal in March make sense given what we officially know from Nintendo themselves? We just had that Nintendo investor meeting on February 6th, and in the meeting we were told the current Switch would be the main focus going into 2024. And Nintendo's president, Shuntaro Furukawa, declined to comment further on new hardware, only saying that they are aware of the rumors on the internet, but that Nintendo is constantly researching and working on new hardware, but announcing them is carefully planned. So I don't think anything that was said in the investors meeting contradicts getting a new system reveal in March. The current Switch has already been the main focus going into 2024. And if they didn't want to say anything in the meeting about new hardware yet, potentially because they have carefully planned March as the right reveal window for that system, then everything that was said fits perfectly fine with a March reveal for the Switch 2. They also said the company plan for the next fiscal year will be shared at its next earning briefing. So Nintendo's fiscal year ends March 31st. Revealing a new system right before that to drive up stock numbers could make some sense. And doing it before the Game Developers Conference on March 18th could be the right window to drop the reveal to make interest in Nintendo's new hardware the main talk of that conference. The next earnings briefing is predicted to be May 7th. So having the new hardware revealed for a few months before that, so lots of talk and buzz surrounding that console can, be driven up over those months, and then meeting back up with investors to discuss the future plans, again, it makes a lot of sense to me. March seems like a good plan for trying to create maximum hype for the rest of the fiscal year. Quick side note, while we're talking Nintendo stuff in March, there's a lot of Zelda Amiibo restocks happening in March. Tyler, or @ChillNintendo on Twitter, wrote me, "Wonder if these are for a Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD Switch ports. Amiibo always release a day a game releases. So wonder if those ports, if they were to get announced, will come out on March 8th. So yeah, we have had rumors about Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD getting ported to the Switch for a very long time now. I think Jeff Grubb was the one talking about that, and he seemed very confident it would happen, but we still haven't gotten them. Possible they get revealed in whatever the Direct is next week. Maybe it will be a Nintendo Direct, but just with a heavy focus on third-party partners. Or the Zelda ports could get revealed in a tweet or something if the rumored Direct is indeed specifically a partner showcase and there's no first-party Nintendo stuff there. And if the big Switch successor console reveal is set for March, filling that month with ports rather than brand new Switch games could explain why they held off on these ports for so long. Maybe a Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD port to Switch is seen as a bit less hype than actual brand new Switch title releases. So saving them for the month when the Switch successor reveal is the focus could make sense. Wouldn't take away focus from that Switch successor reveal, and the games probably aren't expected to sell like a ton anyway, as they're ports of games that have been ported already. This is getting very hypothetical and speculative, of course, but I just thought I'd point this out. It seems like, yeah, it's possible. Maybe those HD ports we've had rumors of could happen in March, and maybe they're going to coincide with these Amiibo for Zelda stuff that's happening already in March. Alright, well, if we do get the Switch successor revealed in March, we can finally see what rumors about it end up being true. Nate is saying he believes it's likely backwards compatible, and of course that's been a rumor about it for a very long time. We've already heard that Nintendo's president, Furukawa, believes Nintendo accounts are important, so hopefully that would mean your Nintendo account would carry over to the new hardware as well. We also heard Nintendo wants to prevent scalpers, and that a lot of units of this system are supposedly being made to help with the distribution, so plenty will be available at launch. As for specifics of the system itself, we've had tons of rumors too. Supposedly an 8-inch LCD screen, not an OLED screen, or OLED screen, whatever you call it, but larger than the current Switch, any of the current Switches. And lots of rumors about how powerful the system might be too. Hopefully we won't have to wait too much longer to find out how true any of these rumors actually are. We may even already know about some games coming to this new system. Sega and Atlus are rumored to be supporting the system right off the bat. This comes from a Twitter user who correctly leaked Persona stuff before. That's where they get their credibility. Sega revealed a bunch of revival game titles at the Game Awards this past December. Jet Set Radio, Crazy Taxi, Streets of Rage, Golden Axe, Virtua Fighter, and more. Supposedly, according to this leaker, all the Game Awards Sega revivals are coming to Nintendo's new hardware. I'm a fan of some of these series, so very exciting to see them have a home on Nintendo. And lastly, before I move on from talking about the Switch successor console, I just want to say, after that financial investors meeting the other day, Switch is closing in on the PlayStation 2 as the best-selling console of all time, which is insane. Very cool to have this system retire with such a strong legacy, before we move on to what's next for Nintendo. Alright, and a few other things before I wrap up this video. The big news right now in gaming is what's going on with Microsoft and Xbox. Last video I talked about how it seems Microsoft may be pulling a Sega and getting rid of exclusivity and publishing their games on other competitors' systems. Potentially, they could even be dropping out of the console hardware market going forward. Remains to be seen what for sure is going on with Microsoft. But now we've started to see in several places the Xbox brand name getting dropped. Microsoft's own website has updated and no longer says Xbox Series X/S, instead simply reading console. Xbox branding on Game Pass has been removed as well, and even the phrase coming day one to Game Pass also removed. GameStop's Twitter account wrote Microsoft Game Pass rather than Xbox Game Pass recently too. This may have just been GameStop making the decision to do that though, and not Microsoft telling them to, but given the other branding changes, this could be a sign Game Pass is coming to other platforms in the near future, or changing in some way. Also from GameStop, many Xbox physical game releases from smaller publishers have been marked as cancelled, and currently unavailable on Amazon for pre-orders. Lots of games on Microsoft's website have also removed the Xbox Series and Xbox Game Pass logos from their images. Phil Spencer promised a business plan update next week where they'd share the vision for the future of Xbox. And honestly, that can't come soon enough, as everyone really wants to know what the heck is going on with Xbox right now. Even sadder though, Microsoft's announcement of job cuts is affecting a lot of employees of the studios they recently acquired. Activision Blizzard, Sledgehammer Games, Infinity Ward, and Toys for Bob are all hemorrhaging employees. Toys for Bob even had some rumors floating around the other day that it might be shutting down completely, although that seemed to be a rumor started because one of the articles said the facility was shutting down. But that article was about local businesses in that county, so they might have just meant the current location itself was closing down and not the entire company. But what exactly the status of the studio is for the future seems unclear at the moment. Toys for Bob has been making the recent Crash and Spyro games. So a lot of people really like those, obviously. Also, a lot of people thought they'd be the perfect fit to make a new Banjo-Kazooie game since they were able to revive Crash and Spyro. But we'll see if that dream can ever even happen now, mattering to what's going on with Toys for Bob in the future. We did, of course, have rumors a while back that a new Banjo game from Sumo Digital might be in the works, though, but that's just a rumor. Regardless, it's very sad to see all of these studios hit so hard with layoffs and Microsoft's Xbox brand name in a very questionable predicament. Really, really lame that, Microsoft bought up a bunch of companies and now there's massive layoffs. I don't like that happening one bit. It just seems real scummy to me, but what can you do? To end on not such a downer, let's talk Smash Bros. Real quick. So the theory we'd get these Spirit events every 2 weeks is still holding up, as we got a new Spirit event announced for today, February 9th. And it's a Pokemon Scarlet and Violet themed event. Yep, Pokemon got a Spirit event all to itself, whereas the last two events had multiple games in them. Speaking of our last two Spirit events, I was questioning why a few of the Spirits didn't have their game series listed with them. I just assumed it was some sort of mistake. Well, I had completely spaced about that thing that happened towards the end of Smash Ultimate's DLC, where game series with more adult ratings that got representation in Smash Bros. Stopped showing the series name that they came from. I think it's some weird ESRB ruling, most likely, where Smash can't show a game title of a game that has a more mature rating than Smash itself has, or whatever. I guess so kids don't go out and play those games after playing Smash. Kind of weird, because Smash used to do that, but now I guess they can't. Again, probably some weird new ESRB ruling. Anyway, all the new Spirits who don't have their game series listed are from more adult-rated games. So that's almost certainly what's going on here with the missing series titles. Also, if this every 2-week thing holds up, if every 2 weeks we get a Spirit event, our final Spirit event will be February 23rd. When they first announced we'd be getting 4 Spirit events that would start in January 2024, I assumed they'd space them out throughout like the whole year. But instead, we seem to be racing to the finish. Alright, the next thing I'm about to say is extremely tinfoil hat, and I don't want to get anyone hyped up for what is almost certainly not going to happen. But if we really do have a Switch successor console reveal in March, and they gave us 4 Spirit events that are going to finish up by the end of February, could this new console, the next console reveal, also give us a tease for what's next for Super Smash Bros? Again, don't get hyped for that total tinfoil hat theory. I'm just very surprised at how fast we got through these 4 Spirit events. To just revive getting Spirit events for only 2 months, just to do 4 of them real fast and then stop, it's a little weird, but it would kind of make sense if they, knew something else was going to happen after the next console's revealed. So they just were like, hey, 4 Spirit events for Smash Ultimate, boom, there they are, finish up, and then in March, new console reveal, and then something else for Smash after that. I don't know. Again, very tinfoil hat, don't get hyped. It just feels really strange with the potential timing for the next console getting revealed now. Alright, well that's everything I wanted to talk about in this video. Very exciting stuff. Potentially a Nintendo Direct, or maybe more likely a partner showcase Direct or something like that next week, and potentially the next Nintendo console revealed next month. That would be super exciting. What do you guys think of these rumors? Do you believe them? Do you not believe them? If you have any thoughts or comments about any of the stuff we talked about in this video, feel free to leave them below.
Remember to like the video, leave a comment in the section below, and subscribe to Papa Gino's
Twitter, Patreon, Discord, Twitch.